I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All 6 of them.
Who are you?
From Touchstone Pictures, a ruthless killer. A beautiful hostage.
You have to get me out of these mountains.
2 men tracking them. One for love, one for revenge.
This man is mine, you understand?
Sidney Poitier, Tom Berenger, 2 men doing whatever it takes
You shoot her, you're stabbed half a second later.
to get their man.
Get down!
Shoot to Kill, rated R.
Starts Friday at a theater near you.
Hey, this is Matt. Once again, we're about to another review. This is a request for Richard, Patreon request. Thank you so much for that. If anyone wants to request any reviews, re-reviews, topics, reactions, any type of video, you'd request it either send in directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, Shoot to Kill is a film I've always enjoyed. I remember seeing this back in the day. It came out in 1988. I believe it's directed by Roger Spottiswoode. This is the guy who would go direct Tomorrow Never Dies, the James Bond film. He did The Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He did Terror Train, which I highly enjoy. Now, the film stars Sidney Poitier and Tom Berenger. At this point, Sidney Poitier was retired, pretty much retired from acting, because he had not acted for 10 years, give or take. Because he had done films like They Call Me Mr. Tibbs, before that In the Heat of the Night. You know, these films that were very successful. But he thought maybe he was getting pigeonholed and doing the same kind of role, and he enjoyed it, but at the same time, were people maybe tired of it? Did people think, well, he can only play this type of roles? Plus, it seemed like he had other stuff he wanted to do, and maybe there were just no roles that he was interested in doing. So he either wrote his autobiography, he would direct. For example, he directed Stir Crazy, which starred Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor. But I guess when this film came around, it's like, oh, well, I get to do all these physical things, and I never really got to do a whole lot of that in my career. Because he gets to be in the water, be in the snow, climbing up here, dropping down here. There's a very physical role. So Sidney Poitier's like, okay, I'll do this film. And then he got to do a bit more, because he did one called Little Nikita with him and River Phoenix. Then a few years later he would do Sneakers, which I really enjoy. Sneakers, that's a really good one, with him, Robert Redford, Dan Aykroyd, River Phoenix. Sneakers is a lot of fun. And Sidney Poitier here plays an FBI agent. He's on this case where this jeweler is breaking into his own place to steal his own diamonds. And it's like, why are you doing this? You find out that his wife is a hostage, and he needs to get this to the guy, otherwise she'll be killed. And they can only hear the killer, they can't see him. One thing leads to another, things go wrong. the jeweler's wife gets killed, and Sidney Poitier's pissed about this, and he gung-ho about catching this guy. And they find out that the killer's headed to Washington. He wants to cross from Washington to the border of Canada. And they realize that the killer is amidst this tour headed by Kirstie Alley. And among the tour, you got people like Richard Masur from John Carpenter's The Thing and the 1990 Stephen King's It. You have Andrew Robinson, who was the bad guy in Dirty Harry. You got Clancy Brown, who was the bad guy in Highlander. I remember when I first saw this, I thought that was one of the nice touches, is that, and there's a few other, within this group, it was hard to pinpoint who was the killer. Because some of these, they had a history of playing villains. So, okay, is this person the villain? Is this person? Maybe he could be the villain. So I thought they actually did a nice job with that. Now, Kirstie Alley's boyfriend, husband, is Tom Berenger, who's this guy, this hunter, who's going to go along with Sidney Poitier. And, you know, it's the buddy cliches. They don't like each other. They get mad at each other. By the end of the film, they do respect and care for each other. See, I don't know why I keep doing this. I don't know why. But even though it may be cliche, it works because I thought the two actors did a really good job. Sidney Poitier, nice to see him on screen again. He does a nice presence, stature to him, but at the same time, there's some fun levity to it as well. And this film's actually, I thought, quite funny at moments. It's still a serious action film, but there's some nice moments of levity. I thought Tom Berenger, he's a great actor from Platoon. He'd be in The Substitute. So they both work very well together. Beautiful location. From what I understand, I could be wrong, but I remember hearing a lot of this is shot in the same place that First Blood was shot. If so, that's a good decision, because it's lush vegetation and the forest, and then what's in the snow, or really good looking scenery in this movie. And again, watching it, it's been a while since I watched it. I forgot how sincerely funny this film was. And for those wondering, it's for free on YouTube. I don't even know if this film got a Blu-ray release. Maybe that's why it's on YouTube for free. But there's some sincerely funny moments when, because, am I going to pick a sentence? Okay, let me pick this sentence. Because Sidney Poitier is from the city, he's not used to being out here. You got that man outside of his element quality. Like he's on the horse and he can't, hey, you stop this shit now. He's talking to the horse. And so Tom Berenger has to help him turn the horse around. There's a part where they get to this cabin and Sidney Poitier opens the door and there's a big fucking moose there. And just the look of Sidney Poitier's face, like, and then he opens it again and the moose is not there. It's like, and then when Tom Berenger comes in, it's like, you see the moose? Or when you get some pretty good stunt work where there's a scene where Tom Berenger has to get this basket that's across this chasm. He falls. Sidney Poitier is able to get the rope tied up. Some dangerous stunt work with a person swinging around, crashing against the cliff, pull him up, and Sidney Poitier's like, you mountain, you do this kind of shit a lot. The Tom Berenger's like, every damn day. And what made the film work is the two leads. I mean, yeah, the lush scenery, like, it's a good looking film. It does look like a film that would be... Oh, I should mention, if you're wondering, I'm going to put the trailer, if you're wondering why that trailer says Deadly Pursuit, because overseas this film is called Deadly Pursuit, but here it's called Shoot to Kill. For what I understand, around the same time this came out, there was some kind of thing that happened overseas. I forget the exact event, but they didn't want a title that involved shooting. So then they team up with the title Deadly Pursuit. So again, if you're wondering, the trailer's probably already played, but you're like, why the fuck is it called Deadly Pursuit? I thought this was Shoot to Kill. Like I said, it's because I'm trying to remember what the event was. And really, Deadly Pursuit is a more appropriate title for this because, granted, Shoot to Kill sounds cool for an action film, and I'm fine with the title. And the poster's simple but effective. But if you're describing the plot, Deadly Pursuit makes more sense as a title. But either way, going back to what I was saying, the two leads make the film work well, and there's some lush scenery. It was cool to have people like Kirstie Alley and Clancy Brown and Andrew Robinson. It was cool to see those guys in it as well. There's not an action-packed film. If you go in it, you're going to see a lot of fisticuffs and firefights and explosions, and this is not going to be your kind of movie. That's not what this film is. It is more about the pursuit and these two men bonding with each other. And like I said, there's some fun moments. There's a moment where they're eating something, and Sidney Poitier says, this is good. What is this? A marmot. Oh, marmot. What's a marmot? Big hairy rat. Oh, shit. Sidney Poitier's reaction like, ooh, shit. If people like the film, it seems like the main reason is because of the two leads, and I'm one of them. Because if that doesn't work, then who cares? If you don't care about the two leads, or if you don't like their acting, it's not like the characters are fully fleshed out, developed, but if you don't care for the two, you don't give a shit what they're doing with each other, interacting with each other, the levity moments that make them bond with each other. If that doesn't work for you, then because there's a lack of action, because there's a couple nice bits of stunt work, but it's not a stunt-a-thon like Cliffhanger, which I love. Cliffhanger is one of my favorite films. You may be bored, or you may be like, oh, I don't care, or, that kind of feeling. But that wasn't the case for me. Just that would carry throughout the whole film, these two people. Like Tom Berenger's like, fuck this, I'm leaving, you're slowing me down, I need to get there before Kirstie Alley, I forget if it's his wife or girlfriend, gets killed. But Sidney Poitier's still adamant, and Tom Berenger gets pissed. Tie yourself up. No, you're gonna lower me down. No, I'm not. Why should I believe you? Then Tom Berenger goes, because I said so, you son of a bitch. Now tie up while I'm in a good mood. See, the two of them are a lot of fun. One of the fun moments is there's a bear, and they run from the bear. And then Tom Berenger's been knocked out, and Sidney Poitier just goes crazy. And steers the bear off. And Tom Berenger's like, I've never seen a bear do that. And so Sidney Poitier goes, everybody else acts like he's never seen a black man before. Why should a bear be any different? So I thought that line worked rather well for the movie. So again, it would have been nice to see more action. It would have been nice to see a bit more crazy stunt work on a spectacle level. Yes, of course, I mean, I'm not against seeing, explosions, things of that nature. Maybe a little bit more firefights where they're chasing the killer. It does one of those cliches I fucking hate in movies where the killer has someone, but it's run out of bullets, or it misfires, or something else happens. I'm like, wow, that's just luck that you only find in the movies. You don't find that kind of luck in real life. Now, of course, no, this is not reality. This is escapism. But it's just one of those that I hate. Like, the bad guy's ready to kill the good guy, but, oh, no bullets, or misfired. It's like, I would rather just not do that. I'd rather, like, Tom Berenger just goes, hey! He just distracted, and then Sidney Poitier can do something like that. I think that's a nitpick that just would have been more interesting. The very end seems a little bit abrupt, because spoiler alert, Sidney Poitier shoots the bad guy. He's been shot a few times. Tom Berenger saves him, gets ready to go in an ambulance. I need to reiterate something that was said before. Now Tom Berenger tells Sidney Poitier, you FBI guys do this kind of shit a lot? And Sidney Poitier goes, every damn day. And like as soon as he says that, then it stops and goes to black. And I thought, it's a little bit too abrupt. Maybe, you know, Tom Berenger could laugh and, you know, either we see it ride off the ambulance, or Tom Berenger hugs Kirstie Alley and they go off, or again, that's like the teeniest nitpicks. That and the misfire, you know, those two little nitpicks. And yeah, it would have been nice to see a bit more action. But you know, when you find out who the killer is, I thought he did a good job. I thought it was nice not knowing who the killer was. And I mean, I remember because as someone's fucking around in the back. What the fuck are they doing? Goddamn weed whacker. Whack you across the fucking head while I'm doing a review. Shoot to Kill, it's a fun movie. It's an entertaining film. For the most part, for the two leads and the very nice scenery that it showcases, as it's supposed to be Washington State. The actors do their jobs well. It goes at a good pace. I never found it that boring. It was cool that Sidney Poitier came out of retirement to act again, because he's a great actor. Tom Berenger worked off well. And like I said, this film's a lot funnier than you would think. Sincerely funny. And like I said, while it would have been nice to see some more like fisticuffs, shootouts of that nature. Maybe if it was a group of killers that these two had to go after, and like one of them was hidden and the others were kind of doing their own thing, so then they had to go after these two, then go after this tour group. Maybe not, I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. With that said, definitely a thumbs up for Shoot to Kill. It's a fun film, especially if you like these two actors. So with that said, thanks for watching, take care, we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.